Whenever we start learning a new topic, I always like to begin with the basics. Today, we're looking at the words job and work. They're simple, but they come up everywhere.
What's funny is how often people mix those two up. Job is like the actual position, like being a teacher or a doctor. But work is what you do, right? So you can have work to do even if you don't have a job yet.
Exactly. And in English, we use them in different ways. For example, I might say, I have a job as a nurse. But I could also say, I work in a hospital. It's a small difference, but it changes the focus.
That makes sense. I remember when I first learned these words, I kept saying, I have a work. My teacher corrected me every time. It really shows how important small words can be when talking about your life.
Speaking of jobs, let's talk about some you see every day, like teachers, doctors, and farmers. Each one usually works in a different place. A teacher is in a school, a doctor in a hospital, and a farmer is out on a farm.
That reminds me of when I visited my cousin's farm last summer. Watching him start his day outside, compared to my other cousin who's a chef in a restaurant, was such a contrast. The tools they use are so different too, a tractor versus an oven.
Exactly, and that's a great point. Every job comes with its own set of tools. Like, a nurse has a stethoscope, a chef has an oven. Even the setting changes how the job feels day to day.
And it's not just the tools or places, but the schedule too. Some people work full-time, others part-time, and some do shifts. Nurses, for example, might work overnight. I used to think everyone just worked 9 to 5.
You've brought up something interesting, the actions. Each job has its own verbs. Teachers teach, doctors heal, farmers grow, and chefs cook. Those words really tell you what the job is about.
I like that. Even simple sentences can show a lot. I teach students. I heal patients. Or I fix pipes. It's a good way for beginners to practice too. Just swap in the job and the verb.
And learning these verbs makes speaking about jobs so much easier. Suddenly, you can answer questions like, what do you do? Or what is your job? With more detail.
Plus, it helps you understand others. If I hear, I serve food, I know right away they might be a waiter or a chef. It's like the job and verb are puzzle pieces that fit together.
That actually leads us to how people feel about their jobs. We use adjectives like busy, tired, happy, safe, or even dangerous. Jobs can be different not just in what you do, but in how they make you feel.
Oh, definitely. My friend is a firefighter and says his job is dangerous but rewarding. On the other hand, my sister works as a baker, and she often just feels tired but happy. It really depends on the job's demands.
Right, and these words help us talk about our experiences. If someone says, I am busy, or I am happy at work, we get a sense of their day-to-day life.
And those feelings can change. Some days are safe and calm, others are busy and tiring. That's probably true for most jobs, not just the ones we named here.
Funny you mention that, because practicing these conversations helps a lot. Simple questions like, what is your job? Or where do you work? Are super useful. And answering them helps you build confidence.
I used to be nervous with those questions, but after practicing role plays, I am a doctor, or yes, I cook food, they just started to feel normal. It's a great way to get comfortable.
And beyond just the facts, people often talk about their hopes, I want a job, or I want to help people. Those sentences are simple, but they really show what someone cares about.
It's true, and when you practice out loud, it starts to feel real. Saying, I want to build houses, or I want to make food, is like setting a goal even as you're learning the language.
Before we wrap up, it helps to do a quick review going over job words, verbs, places, and tools one more time. Repeating these makes everything stick.
I agree. Sometimes, just listing them teacher, doctor, farmer, chef, really cements them in your memory. And the same goes for verbs like teach, heal, grow, or tools like pen and stethoscope.
And it's not just about memorizing, it's about using those words in real conversations. That's how you move from knowing to speaking confidently.
Exactly. So keep practicing, maybe with a friend, or even by writing answers to simple questions at home. That daily practice makes all the difference.